last night, including the Patriots and Panthers in a monsoon in Foxborough. There's Gerard Mayo, number 3 pick in the draft. Drake May would make his debut. He would play one very wet series. He would throw a couple of passes. Here's a little check down on a 3rd down that turns into a 1st down to Antonio Gibson. And then another one, this is 3rd and long. And again, just a little quick check down, Kevin Harris. That would be May's only drive of the game, so he finished 2 of 3 for 19 yards. The story of this night, if there is a good one for New England, Mike T, and you were talking a lot about it this morning, is this kid. 6th-round pick, Joe Milton III, the quarterback, and he's got some skills.
He really does. Physically, he is Josh Allen. Started at Michigan, transferred to Tennessee. We're seeing one of the things he does so well. He's extremely athletic for somebody his size, converting a 1st down here, Greedy. In my opinion, he made the team last night.
He throws a bullet for a touchdown here as well that you'll see to Jaquay Jackson from 38 yards. Say that again. You believe Milton makes the team. What does that mean as far as their quarterbacks?
Bailey Zappi is available. Drake May, Jacoby Brissett. Joe Milton has way too much upside. Another team would grab him if they expose him to waivers.
Okay, so there you go. Patriots wind up winning, as you see, 17-3. 3 more games tonight, so let's do some questions about the teams that'll be in action. Mike T, I'm coming right back to you. Falcons will play Miami. Do you believe Kirk Cousins keeps the starting job all year long in Atlanta?
Probably, but it's getting late early. They drafted Michael Penix in the top 10, which was completely unexpected. And if Kirk Cousins has any bump in the road or shows any signs of diminished skills after that Achilles injury, when do the rumors of Kirk Cousins going to Vegas start and Michael Penix goes in to the starting lineup?
All right, that'll be interesting to watch. Eagles and Ravens will play tonight. Hey, Domonique Foxworth, can Jalen Hurts return to MVP form this season? He doesn't think so. No, Dominique is frozen, as you can obviously see. Jalen Hurts with the new offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, and the new offensive weapon, and Saquon Barkley. Won't expect to see much of them tonight, but will be an interesting season, to say the least. And then, Dan Graziano, I will come to you. Steelers will play tonight against the Texans. This feels like by far the most important thing we will see in the preseason. Justin Fields getting an opportunity. Do you think he gives them the best chance to win the division?
Of their current options, sure. I mean, yeah, I think he's the better option than Russell Wilson at this point in their careers. I'm still not sure the Steelers' answer is there. And right now, as I size them up, I like them as the 4th best team in their own division, regardless of who the quarterback is. But yeah, of the 2 options, sure, yeah. I mean,
well, you were just there, so take us through what sense you got. Dan just returned from his training camp tour, did a bunch of teams and cities, including the Steelers. What sense did you get about this when you were there?
So important for the audience to understand, I was there 2 weeks ago, right? So a lot's happened since. But what happened at that point, Russell Wilson wasn't practicing because he had injured himself in their conditioning drill the day before. So Justin Fields has had a couple of weeks of real opportunity, probably a greater opportunity than anyone may have expected him to get early in camp. The key thing to understand about this quarterback competition is that neither guy has any leg up on the other based on any prior experience. The coaching staff has no prior experience with either of them. Neither one of them is a 1st-round pick this year by that team. So if Justin Fields outperforms Russell Wilson in camp and in the preseason, he absolutely can win the starting job. There's nothing keeping Russell Wilson there financially. It's $1.2 million. That's nothing for an NFL team. They could absolutely move on. So it's a wide open competition, and Justin Fields has had a greater opportunity than I think he or anyone else anticipated early in camp.
By the way, this just in, I'm told Domonique Foxworth has lost power. The power in his house actually went out in the storm. So I'm going to take the over/under on whether we get him back or not. I'm at a pretty low number, but we are all we got. We are all we need here on a Football Friday. Let's talk about this. It is the rarest of things in the NFL these days. A true quarterback competition. All these other ones, right? And we were talking about this morning. Like when will J.J. McCarthy? When will Drake May? Those are all going to happen. They're not really quarterback competitions. It's a question of when they're ready to go to the rookie.
Even like the Raiders, right? They have Aiden O'Connell. He played for them last year. That gives him something in that competition. This is a clean slate.
Greedy, I thought you made a really good point the other day. When we heard Mike Tomlin talk about, hey, Justin Fields is going to play, and that's more important than what's happening at practice, Mike Tomlin was talking to Russell Wilson and Justin Fields saying, this is wide open. So not only are you saying that, but the head coach said it. And again, not all competitions are created the same. Both quarterbacks are going to be free agents. And if we were running the Steelers guys, we would want to extend one of them. We don't want to go into the offseason with another question mark. So Justin Fields being 10 years younger, you hope he wins the job, and then if he does, maybe you sign him to a reasonable extension. At least you have something to build on.
Well, I think it was you who made this point yesterday. Justin Fields has absolutely everything at stake here. Look, Russell Wilson has had a magnificent career.
Right.
We give him all the credit in the world for showing up and trying this year when he could have gotten paid just as much money not to. But he has one thing that Justin Fields does not. He has $300 million in career earnings. Justin Fields is running the risk, and you said it yesterday, if this thing doesn't work out this year, of being on his third team in 3 seasons, that's just like being sentenced to a life of being a journeyman.
Yeah, and both of those guys, because, look, if we were running a team and we said, hey, like, what did Mike Tomlin not like? Mike Tomlin's a Hall of Fame coach. Same thing with Russell Wilson. If it doesn't work out in Pittsburgh, Sean Payne gave up on you, Mike Tomlin gave up on you. Like, why should we believe in you? So
understood.
Well, Carroll.
But my point is, if Russell Wilson now fades off, goes off to the next stage of his life.
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
He had a brilliant career. He's probably going to the Hall of Fame. He made $300 million. He's married to one of the most famous women in the world. He's going to be fine. Justin Fields has not had a chance to have anywhere near the career that obviously he dreamt of and that has been forecast for him. So really, he's the one, it feels to me, who was under all the pressure here.
There's no question about it. Like, you're absolutely right. Russell Wilson could retire tomorrow, and he's a Super Bowl champion. He's all these things. Justin Fields still trying to establish himself as a starter in the league. The team that drafted him gave up on him earlier than he expected because they came across what they feel is a better option. He's been very clear about it, and he believes he can. A preseason game gives Justin Fields an opportunity to show the things he can do that Russell Wilson can't do anymore, right? I mean, the kinds of plays he can make. They need to see him be more accurate than he was in OTAs and minicamp. They need to see him process, pre-snap and all that better than but A, he's had the opportunity the last couple weeks to get meaningful snaps, often with the first team offense, and B, an actual game against a team that's chasing you gives him an opportunity to show off his skills.
Agreed. I was with Ryan Tannehill in Miami, an athletic quarterback, skill set-wise very similar to Justin Fields. He had 2 great years with Arthur Smith. I really think the skill set of Justin Fields and the marriage with Arthur Smith is ideal.
I've got 2 words for you when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers that haven't come up yet. And they are Brandon Aiyuk. Because Kimberly Martin sat in that chair yesterday and said she thinks that if the Steelers find a way to get Aiyuk, they could compete in this division that you just suggested they look like the 4th best team in. Let's put that part of it to the side for a moment. Where do we stand with Aiyuk?
So Aiyuk, it's a very interesting situation. The 49ers have this at a point where they're sort of trying to force a resolution one way or the other soon. And they've had trade talks with teams. They've talked about what it would take to get Aiyuk from them. And Aiyuk has had a chance to talk to teams about potential contract extensions, ideally looking for something that the 49ers have not been willing to give him. If those things all match up, he gets traded. And Pittsburgh's one of the teams, Cleveland's one of the teams. But if not, like if he doesn't get the contract he's looking for from one of these teams, the Niners would say, okay, listen, come back and talk to us about our deal. Or come back and play this out. And then you could be a free agent at the end of the year. So they want to know, because it's time for the 49ers, who are trying to win the Super Bowl. They lost it in overtime. Like, they're this close. They want to know whether Brandon Aiyuk's on their team or not. There's still a chance he is, but he's got to figure out what he wants.
Reedy, this is an opportunity for the 49ers. Let's go put a Band-Aid on it. Look, a year ago, we were in overtime beating the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Come on, Brandon, let's go win a championship. We'll give you maybe $5 million, get you close to $20 million, which is still low.
Promise not to franchise you something, right?
Right, because if CeeDee Lamb gets done, Jamar Chase gets done, you'll be the #1 wide receiver in the market. You'll get all the money that you richly deserve, but let's go win a championship right now.
Now, those are big ifs, by the way. The CD one became a bigger if yesterday. We're going to get to that as we continue in a few minutes. But so is there any way of getting a sense of a timetable on this thing? When you say the Niners want to get this thing done, is there a point at which you will just say, Greeny, stop asking me about this? It's not going to happen?
Not necessarily. I mean, look, there could be a point. There could come a point where Brandon Aiyuk says, I'm good, I'm staying, or they trade him. But I think the fact that the first preseason games are this weekend, next week becomes an important date on the calendar.
Greeny, from a front office perspective, it's getting late to acquire a skill player. If we're going to give up picks and money for Brandon Aiyuk, we want him practicing with our quarterback ASAP.
Well, we saw Mike Tomlin with that wry smile on his face.